I'd just like to say a mechanism that we can use. This is what practically we can do if we get another Conservative government to clean out the scum, to clean out the whatever. I think one of the main problems in America is the amount of foreign and globalist influence on the country. It's in our culture, it's in Hollywood, it's in big tech, it's in our government, it's in the unions. We have Chinese, we have Iranian, we have Cuban, North Korean people buying up our politicians. We have the globalist institutions from the World Economic Forum to the World Health Organization, all working to destroy our sovereignty. This is what we must do to clean that out, and I think we can do it without firing a shot. Now, the model we use is organized crime. You know, back in the 1920s, for instance, the 30s, was a group called the Purple Gang. It was the mafia, and they were paid assassins, killing people all over America. And nobody could stop them because there was too many cops on the payroll and nobody would dare to testify against them. So they just ran rampant. Well, they called in a man, Thomas Dewey, a Republican prosecutor from New York. Deal with these people. So what he did, he personally interviewed 1,200 young men to form a little unit, personally interviewed and vetted till he could find a very few courageous men of complete integrity, a sort of untouchables elite unit. Then they went after the Purple Gang, and they would start to catch some of the lower level guys for minor crimes, and they would say to them, you're going to get 30 years in jail, or you're going to get witness protection, and you're going to testify against your bosses. What do you want to do? And they started ratting on their bosses, and in 2 years the Purple Gang was dead. That is the approach they used against the mafia in New York. Giuliani used that approach against the mafia. You got to have a big stick. You go to jail if you don't cooperate, but if you do cooperate, you get witness protection or immunity from prosecution, and your punishment is between you and God. So this is what you do if we get when we get the next patriotic president of America. You start a new intelligence agency, and you might interview 20,000 people to get 500. Nobody from the current CIA, FBI, maybe a few old guys from the old days before the corruption set in, maybe one or two. But new guys from special forces, from technical institutes, and vetted and vetted and vetted and vetted. So you get the cream of the cream, an untouchables unit. And it's completely compartmentalized, so if one bit is rotten, it doesn't contaminate the whole lot. And then this agency is directed at rooting out all foreign infiltration of America and American traitors. And then the president declares a 3-month amnesty. You have 3 months. Every corrupt businessman in America who's working with the Chinese, everybody who's been co-opted by the Iranians or the cartels or the Cubans or the North Koreans or the World Economic Forum or anybody else who's working to undermine the US Constitution, you've got 3 months to come forward to this new agency and spill your guts. You've got to tell everything you know, every single thing. If you are still in this country at the end of 3 months and you're still working for our enemies or you haven't left, we're coming after you and we catch you, you'll go to jail for 35 years. That would throw every foreign network into the country into complete chaos. You'd see hundreds of thousands of Chinese operatives leave the country. You'd see a whole bunch of Russian mafia sell their mansions in Miami, go back to Moscow. You'd see a whole bunch of big tech guys stand down, leave their positions. A whole bunch of social media people leave their positions. You'd see a whole lot of congressmen and senators stand down for family reasons. You'd see a whole bunch of academics take a deal with the new authority, with the new authority, because a lot of people get trapped in treason. They will be compromised on a business trip. They will be blackmailed. Their family will be threatened. They'll get in a business deal. They're not really sure what it is. They get caught in a web. They want out, but currently there's no way out. Give them a way out. Give them a chance to do right by the American people, confess their crimes, and get on with their lives. It's between them and God from that point. But there'll be enough evidence gathered to go after the hardcore, the people who are just maliciously against America, the people who are selling us out, the people betraying our military, the people indoctrinating our kids. You know, all the networks will be melted down because the corrupt the Iranian intelligence agent dealing with the US senator, he wouldn't know if the senator had taken a deal, and the senator wouldn't know if the Iranian had taken a deal. The whole networks would collapse. We would put a few hundred people in jail. We would have a few hundred court cases, and the American public would finally understand the depth that China and other enemies of America have penetrated this country. We would get rid of tens of thousands of foreign operatives, expose thousands of traitors, put some of them in jail to serve an example, and the American public would then accept the changes in national security we would need going forward to make sure this doesn't happen again. It would be the biggest cleansing we'd ever seen in America. Not a shot would be fired. No unnecessary lives would be ruined. People would have a chance to apologize and turn their lives around, and the hardcore would go to jail and suffer the penalties that they deserve. I think this is the Christian way to deal with the problem. I think it is the most effective and efficient way to deal with the problem, because it is taking very simple principles that we have proven to use against organized crime and dealing with the biggest organized crime of all, which is the takedown of America by foreign forces collaborating with internal traitors to destroy the greatest country the world has ever seen. And you can do it without firing a shot, and you can educate the American people like they've never been educated before.